Hi, my next guest I have on the phone is a student of mine and also a patient of mine. And when I first saw her, I was shocked because I learned of her autoimmune disease in school, but I never seen a patient with it. And when I saw her with a mask on, her unable to talk, having ulcers in her mouth for months, couldn't eat, couldn't talk, and with her seeing over 20 doctors trying to get well, when I saw her, I thought, oh my goodness. Angelique, tell them what you was going through when I met you, please, if you don't mind.
Sure. So in college, I had to leave college because I began to have health problems. The doctors sent me home to go and get my health figured out around 2013. And I started realizing, I had seen at this point about 19 doctors, and everyone had a medication, but there was no consistent diagnosis. So immediately I began to freak out and started to feel like I was a guinea pig. I moved from Maryland to Florida, back to Maryland, to New York, back to Maryland, to Atlanta, back to Maryland, to Dallas, back to Maryland. And this is all within a 10-year span. And every time that I got home, it seemed like my mouth would begin to break out. I began to just I even moved in with the doctor I was studying and administrative assistant to. And, I just couldn't figure it out. So the last time that this happened, one of my close friends, Nurse Sharon Cole, she happened to call in the midst of me going through this. I was probably about a month in at that point, month and a half. I called onto the clubhouse, and immediately you were able to identify that there was thrush in my throat and esophagus. You were able to point out the probable cause, the emotional probable cause, and the pain was relieved instantly.
And this was done over a system that we never met.
Yes, never met, never seen my face. You don't know my story, any of that. So immediately, I believe in energy. I believe in miracles. And I knew I had to call back in if something was to happen. I began to tell other people to call in that I knew was in pain immediately. And then you told me about your course in Chicago. And I didn't know how I was going to make it there, to be honest with you. Been unemployed since I was forced to move back from Dallas.
How many months was that? How many months?
Over a year.
And
about
and you have
March 2020.
Not just mouth, you have mouth ulcers. What can you do because of the mouth ulcers?
I could not speak. I could not eat. I could not kiss. I could not smile. I just couldn't do the simple things. When I would speak, it was drool. I'm walking around the house with a handmade bib, trying to hide from the kids and my family and friends, and just it's always in this I don't know. It was always in the space of I don't know, because it took years for them to diagnose, of course. In January, they finally diagnosed it. And come to find out, my mother and my sister also gets these mouth ulcers. So praise God, I was able to be introduced to your class, your community, your teachings. And I felt like this instantly became a modality that I can use not only to help heal myself, but my peers, my family, and my tribe.
Now, when I met you, you were in severe pain. How much pain you had in your mouth there I met you?
And probably about at 8.5, 9. And I say that because it was different things going on. You had the lip ulcers, you had tongue ulcers, I had throat ulcers, thrush on the tongue, thrush in the esophagus. So it was excruciating pain. The thrush burns. My ears were ringing. My face was inflamed. I had lost over 40 pounds. Not being able to hold anything.
And we're not mentioning the
But I
products
can't-
you used, names, but you used a vibration water and some other products you used.
Yes,
You
sir.
took the class, and I told you one of your problems is not able to speak up for yourself with
Yes.
the mouth.
Speaking up for myself. Yes.
And so you had pain at a 8 or 9 in the class, and about a week later, we were on a conference call, and you started talking. I didn't know who you were. What happened in that 1 week period with your life after learning the technique and after getting on the seed nutrition and the products I gave you in the vibration water? What happened?
Well, when I went to the class in Chicago, you did a treatment on me. You did a couple different treatments on me. And the one that I remember the most is the B flat. You put my tailbone in back into place. You did B flat on me. And when I got off that plane from Chicago back into DC, it was like my frequency, my energy just felt lifted. And even my fiance was like, you know, like you're different. And I knew what it was. I knew that my frequency had now been, you know, back into its proper.
I want to go over what you said. No, I put it in true B flat. Your tailbone is out of alignment. That's the body's guidance system, and that guides the body back to good health system. True B flat. So now, a week later, on the conference call, you said you asked a question. I didn't know who you were. We all were in shock because what we saw the week before was totally amazing for you to be speaking normally. A week later,
I had the vibration water. I had the I don't know if you want me to name the products.
No,
but
don't name the products. Yes.
Okay.
I want them to contact us, but however, the vibration water, the seed nutrition, contact us. Because people go and get that off the internet and get the wrong thing, okay? The wrong thing. Internet.
Right.
You know, and so a week later, you were talking, how much pain, what happened to the ulcers you had for 4 months? How much weight did you lose in 4 months? You're already thin, 4 months.
I lost over 40 pounds.
So you're very thin when I met you. And a week later, what was going on with your life a week later after you got your body back to proper vibration, got on the vibration water and the seed nutrition? What happened to your life a week later?
I was able to wake up to my fiance and give him a kiss.
And you could do that, and you could do that in how many months?
It was 3 months. 3 months, you know, of just kind of sadness and it was a really dark space, honestly, because, you know, I couldn't eat. I you know, my family didn't want me to go to Chicago. No one wanted me to go because they felt like I wasn't strong enough to make it there without no food on my body, without anything in my stomach, you know. So I'm grateful. The teachings, Dr. Vincent, have now propelled me in a way where I have some of my own clients at this point.
Now,
And right now I'm more so practicing.
go
you know.
back. You became a student of mine, and we were in class that Friday, and I asked anybody, call anybody in the world that you know who are sick, and we're going to help them over the phone, and you call your 87-year-old grandmother in D.C. Where was she at, your grandmother, when you called her?
She was at the hospital. I had no idea.
At the hospital. For what reason?
She had coronavirus. She had pneumonia and asthma. And her asthma and stuff is so bad where she was to come to our house, and if we use a powder for your carpet, you know, grandma was going to an asthma attack. Like it gets triggered very fast.
So now,
So when I found out she was in the hospital, it was alarming.
and she was coughing like horribly, and she was in a hospital room, bed with COVID-19 in pneumonia, a very sick woman. And I told you that you can treat anybody, anywhere, from anywhere on the planet, correct? On the planet.
Absolutely.
You are a new student. You don't know me or this technique. And because we just had class for 3 hours only, we called Granny, and we gave her a remote treatment for COVID-19 over the phone. When I say treatment, we didn't heal her. We put her body back in proper vibration.
Exactly.
And what happened?
And immediately you can hear her, as Dr. Vincent is instructing her on what to do, you immediately hear her beginning to cough up phlegm. I mean, and it was like to the point where me and others in the classroom are like tearing up because it just happened so fast. And you could just hear her throwing up mucus. Grandma still to this day, I checked on her this morning. She said her lungs, she felt like she has brand new lungs.
Now, and then this was Friday night in the hospital. On Sunday night class, I get a update on Granny. Granny told you what about her lungs 2 days later?
She said she felt like she had brand new lungs. And I think from that point, she moved on to the medication that they had gave her in the hospital had begun to make her constipated. So then you gave her, some other directions of what to do nutritionally to combat that. So, Dr. Vincent, thank you. I don't know if people are giving you your flowers, but your work is phenomenal. It's appreciated. I'm not in your peer group, so understand that you're reaching people that are younger, and your work will live on.
Now, right now,
thank you so much.
You came to me as a patient in need and a student, and now you have your own clients. Tell us about that.
I do. So, my boyfriend, my fiance, he has brain damage from a car accident. One of my siblings has a life-threatening disease, and a lot of my friends are starting to pop up, and my parents, different things are happening. So now that I have a modality as far as thought therapy, I'm able to, help people relieve their pain. But right now, I'm more so, I haven't charged nobody yet, Dr. Vincent. I'm just practicing right now because I want to strengthen my work. I want to strengthen it so that, I can do this one tap over the phone.
Now, you said one tap and pain is gone? One tap? Isn't that amazing?
I haven't reached that level yet.
Wow.
I know that I can, but I'm building up my catalog of information and channeling, just wisdom and, and I'll talk to you off the line. There is a client that she's blind, her liver is failing, kidney, and she hasn't been able to walk. Her organs are turning green and black. Dr. Vincent, I did a treatment just to show her what it was on her feet. She's like, it's working. It worked.
Wow.
She was able to walk into dialysis and not take her, what's it called? Something, codeine, something, Oxycontin. She said, I didn't have to take my Oxycontin today.
Wow.
She said this is her first time walking into the dialysis center in months.
Wow. And this is where we're going. And this is just the beginning. And you just reminded me that we have to call another guest today that you mentioned the one tap, that he's in a wheelchair. And the guest, you met him in the last class, the veteran that came to class in the wheelchair that worked at a gas chamber, that was in and out of the ER every day via ambulance, pain at a 10 every day. They put him on all this high-powered medication, get it down to a 7. Imagine having a life pain at a 7 for last 15 to 20 years. And I had a student on July 8th, had a class the day before, a 1-hour class. And I met him. I called her. I said, he's in the wheelchair for 4 months. His pain's at a 7. It's on medication. It's at a 7 because of the high-powered medications, but really a 10. I told her, take care of it. Now, she only had an hour class with me over the phone, and she did a 30-second treatment on him over the phone. He was up, walking around, touching the floor, pain-free. So I want to call them next. I want to thank you, Angelique. Thank you, and God bless you. And you're a blessing.
Thank you, Dr.
Your
Thank you
testimony is
so
a
much.
blessing.
And we want to bring you to DC. So please, let's put that in the books.
Okay, no, we'll talk about it. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Okay,
God
bye.
bless.
Okay, bye.
Everyone wants to be healthy, and we should be. Our Creator designed an amazing, complex system intended to allow our body to heal itself if we give it what it needs. For example, if you cut your finger, it bleeds, a scab forms, and it heals. However, when our body does not receive what it needs, it begins to talk to us. It talks to us through symptoms or physical manifestations of disease. So, if your body is talking to you, you need to listen to Dr. Michael Vincent. Start your wellness journey today. Visit Dr. Vincent's website at www.vincentclinic.com or dial toll free 888-842-3935 or 888-84-BEWELL. Be well